Have you ever bent over backward for someone?
Only to realize they would never do the same for you? It's one of life's most painful lessons. You give, you show up, you sacrifice, and in the end you're left exhausted, unappreciated, and even disrespected. But what if I told you that the problem isn't you being too kind? It's who you're choosing to help. Today we're diving deep into a hard truth that could change your love life, your friendships, and even your relationship with yourself. So if you've ever felt like you're being used or taken for granted, then make sure you watch this video till the end. Because once you learn to stop helping the wrong people, you make space for the right ones to walk into your life. And before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on content that could completely shift the way you think, feel, and connect with others. Let's begin. Years ago I knew someone, we'll call her Julia. She had a heart of gold, always the first to show up when someone needed her. If a friend was moving, Julia was there. If someone broke up, Julia was on the doorstep with ice cream and tissues. If someone lost a job, Julia was helping them rewrite their resume. She thought this made her a good person, and maybe it did. But here's the thing. Every time Julia needed someone, those same people were nowhere to be found. She got sick, no one checked in. She went through a painful breakup, no one called. She even helped a friend get a job interview, and that same friend ghosted her the moment they got hired. Julia was confused. She thought, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I need to be even nicer. But the truth? Julia's mistake wasn't being too kind. Her mistake was helping the wrong people. And she's not alone. Most of us have been Julia at some point. Generous, open-hearted, and completely blind to the people draining us. So let's get brutally honest here. There are some people you should never help. Not because you're heartless, but because you finally respect yourself enough to stop bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand you a Band-Aid. Let's talk about exactly who those people are, and why helping them only leads to self-destruction. 1. Don't help people who won't help themselves. You ever try to save someone drowning, but they refuse to swim? That's what it's like helping someone who won't help themselves. There's a difference between someone who's down and wants to rise, and someone who's comfortable playing the victim. They complain, they cry, they act helpless, but the moment you offer real solutions, they shut down. Or worse, they ignore your advice and come back later with the same problem. These people don't want help. They want attention. They want a savior. And they'll take every ounce of your time, energy, and patience to feel better for 5 minutes, only to stay exactly where they are. You'll burn yourself out trying to fix someone who has no intention of changing. Real love, real friendship, real support, it's mutual. So before you step in to rescue someone, ask, do they actually want to be saved, or do they just want me to carry them through the consequences of their choices? Because the truth is, you can't help someone who won't take the first step for themselves. 2. Don't help people who only remember you when they need something. We all know one. They disappear for months. You don't hear a word. But then, boom, they need a favor. A ride, a loan, a shoulder to cry on. And like clockwork, there they are, acting like you're their best friend. But let me ask you something. Where were they when you needed support? Were they at your birthday? Did they check in when you were struggling? Did they celebrate your wins? No? Then why are you investing your energy in someone who sees you as a convenience, not a connection? These people are not friends. They're opportunists. And every time you help them, you teach them it's okay to treat you like a tool, only picked up when they need something. You deserve consistency. You deserve effort. You deserve people who are present even when they don't need anything from you. So the next time someone hits you up only when it's convenient for them, pause. Remember your worth. And don't let temporary attention trick you into offering permanent loyalty. 3. Don't help people who guilt trip you into it. If you really cared, you'd do this for me. That sentence should raise every red flag in your mind. Because love doesn't manipulate. Friendship doesn't coerce. Family doesn't blackmail. People who guilt trip you into helping them don't respect your boundaries. And when someone ignores your boundaries, they don't truly love you, they just love what you do for them. They twist your kindness into a weapon against you. And the more you give in, the more they use guilt as their favorite tool of control. Helping out of guilt is not kindness, it's self-betrayal. You should be able to say no without feeling like a bad person. Because sometimes no is the most powerful act of self-respect. If someone makes you feel bad for protecting your time, energy, or peace, that's not someone you owe anything to. 4. Don't help people who sabotage themselves, then blame you. You ever give someone advice, and they ignore it, mess everything up, then somehow still blame you? It's like watching someone run headfirst into a wall after you clearly warned them, and then hearing them say, "Why didn't you stop me harder?" These people live in chaos, and when things go wrong, they need someone to blame. That someone is often the person who tried to help them the most. You don't need that in your life. You don't owe anyone endless emotional labor, especially not people who make poor choices and refuse accountability. Help should go to people who are mature enough to take ownership of their lives, not those who treat you like a scapegoat every time something goes wrong. 5. Don't help people who drain you emotionally. Have you ever finished a conversation with someone and felt like you just ran a marathon? Some people are emotional vampires. They don't just share their problems. They unload them repeatedly, dramatically, loudly. Every time you talk, it's about them, their crisis, their drama, their feelings. They rarely ask how you're doing. They never show interest in your struggles. And when you open up, they quickly pivot back to themselves. Here's the truth. If you constantly feel drained after interacting with someone, that's your body and soul telling you something. It's not selfish to protect your energy. In fact, it's necessary. You are not a therapist. You are not an emotional punching bag. You deserve conversations that leave you feeling nourished, not depleted. 6. Don't help people who compete with you. Support and jealousy cannot coexist. There are people who will smile to your face and secretly hope you fail. They'll act like they care, but every time you succeed, you can feel their energy shift. They become distant, cold, dismissive, maybe even passive-aggressive. These are not your people. You cannot help someone who sees your growth as a threat, who quietly resents you, who would rather see you shrink than shine. Helping someone who's secretly competing with you is like handing a knife to someone, already sharpening it behind your back. Your energy is sacred. Spend it on people who cheer for you, not people who clap with clenched teeth. 7. Don't help people who never say thank you. Gratitude is the simplest form of respect. And yet, some people treat your help like an expectation, not a gift. They don't say thank you. They don't acknowledge your effort. They just act like you owe it to them. That kind of entitlement is toxic. The truth is, people who can't say thank you today will likely forget you tomorrow. Appreciation matters. And if someone can't even offer that, they're not worth your energy.